If the idea is to walk away without food babies or general feelings of food regret, then we must surrender the idea of missing out on food, eating fast so you can pack more in before your fullness cues kick in, or the feeling that anything more than a serving or two is insufficient. We need to surrender all of that.
Do you struggle to stay consistent with healthy eating and just want food decisions to be easy, guilt-free, and sustainable? You're in the right place. Hi, I'm Chelsea, nutritionist and fitness coach who overcame restrictive yo-yo dieting and body image insecurities using simple nutrition tools, all backed by biblical principles. And now I help women like you find that same freedom with food so you can feel confident in the look and health of your body for decades to come. I'm ready to dive in with you. So grab that cute notebook you've been hanging on to and let's go.
It is not too late to join the Sustainable Way and get real human support and coaching throughout this holiday season and beyond. I promise you will be glad you had someone in your corner with practical strategies and advice so you can not only walk through these next 6 weeks with complete confidence, but continue that trajectory in the new year just as everyone else is feeling resolution-y and like they need to detox from everything in the weeks prior. Now is the time to get ahead. And I make it so simple, you won't even feel like it's another thing you have to get done. We all have enough of that going on. Join the Sustainable Way today by visiting coachrain.com/nutrition coaching. I'm eager to support you, my friend. And now, welcome to the show. Happy Thanksgiving, if you're in the States, of course. If not, just know that I am so grateful for you. Thanks for being here, giving some of your precious time to allow me to pour knowledge into you. If you're celebrating traditional Thanksgiving, then you probably have plans for a wonderful feast today or in the days to come. And because it's not uncommon to eat way too much during this holiday, I wanted to use today's episode to give you 3 of my best strategies for avoiding the food baby phenomenon. Walk out of Thanksgiving without food regret this year and give yourself more room to simply be grateful. You ready? My top 3 strategies for avoiding food babies, starting with number 1, eat vegetables first. If you've been listening to me for a bit, you probably already know that I'm big on eating your veggies. In episode 39, I talked about staying consistent with healthy eating throughout the holidays and spoke on one of my favorite strategies for that, being to be the one who brings the vegetables. But for today's episode, in this case, I'm suggesting you eat your vegetables wherever or whatever is available first. A couple of reasons for this. The fiber in veggies helps the rest of your digestive process go smoothly. It keeps our blood sugar from spiking too much, which can cause a crash a little while later, which can also lead to cravings and those munchies for something sweet. So it's a whole domino effect. It also helps with satiety. Starting with vegetables ensures that you get lots of nutrients before you are too full and helps you feel satisfied. Now, I will say cooked vegetables are preferable here, unless it's a leafy green salad type of deal, because raw veggies can actually make bloating worse. And that's simply because it just takes more work for the digestive system to break down all of that fiber and all of those nutrients from the raw form. So if raw veggies are the only option, make, let's say, your first 3 bites vegetables and then incorporate them throughout the meal with everything else. But if you have the option for cooked veggies, lean into those first. So if we're trying to avoid food babies, eat your veggies first. The next trick I use to keep from getting a food baby is what I call rest to digest. The number one culprit for overeating is, without a doubt, the mindless snacking, taste testing, the drive-by impulse grabs in the kitchen. Hardly ever is it the sit-down meal part of the day. So to combat that, I make a rule for myself to only eat when I am sitting and after at least 2 rounds of box breathing. And if you're unfamiliar with box breathing, it's essentially inhaling for, let's say 4 seconds, holding that breath for 4 seconds, exhaling for 4 seconds, and then hold empty for 4 seconds. And I essentially do that 2 to 4 times before taking a bite of anything. This helps me really consider if what I'm about to eat is beneficial or if it's simply impulsive and unnecessary. In addition to that personal accountability, taking time to breathe before eating helps us get into a parasympathetic state, which is just a fancy way of saying not fight or flight. When we eat on the go while multitasking, our digestive system isn't prepped and ready to break down the food we do eat. And the result is usually some form of indigestion, like bloating, cramping, burping, gassiness, even IBS. Taking the time to pause, breathe, and slow down entirely can really help mitigate any of those unwanted symptoms. I think that's a big reason praying before a meal is widely practiced. Not only does it demonstrate gratitude for the food, the hands that prepared it, and asks for blessing as it literally becomes part of our physical bodies, but it also prepares the body to start digesting. If this is not something you regularly practice, I encourage you to give it a try. It has made all the difference for me. In fact, I even have clearer skin as a result of a happier digestive system just by implementing this simple habit. So to reiterate, the second trick I use to keep from getting a food baby is to eat in a rest to digest state. And trick number 3 for avoiding food babies, especially during big holiday meals, is to slow down while you eat. Very much like the last trick, slowing down gives your body a fighting chance with digestion, but it also gives your leptin, which is the hormone that tells us we're full, it gives it a chance to be heard. I'll paint the picture this way. When I work with clients who want to put on weight, which, yes, is a thing, and frankly, often more difficult than losing it, believe it or not. But when I have a client who wants to put on mass, I advise them to eat more quickly because this will allow them to consume more before leptin kicks in and tells them, yep, full now, please stop eating. So, unless that's you, eating slowly is imperative. Because remember, if the idea is to walk away without food babies or general feelings of food regret, then we must surrender the idea of missing out on food, eating fast so you can pack more in before your fullness cues kick in, or the feeling that anything more than a serving or 2 is insufficient. We need to surrender all of that. Here are some effective ways to slow yourself down while at the table. First, you can set your utensils down between every bite and wait until you've thoroughly chewed and swallowed each bite before taking the next. Ever notice how competitive eaters start their next bite before the one they're on is finished? Yeah, don't do that. And for the record, each bite of food should be chewed to the point where it has the same texture and consistency as if you blended it. Kind of gross to think about, I know, but this will help digestion tremendously. If you need to practice counting chews for a meal or 2 to simply get an idea of how thoroughly you are actually chewing your food, totally do that. The general recommendation is about 20 chews per bite. You might be surprised when practicing that. And another strategy to help you slow down is to eat with one hand. Keep your non-dominant hand in your lap throughout the meal, only using it when you need to cut food with 2 utensils. But this forces us to be more particular about each fork or spoonful. We need more dexterity to eat with one hand, which takes more concentration, which inevitably slows us down. Now, these are only 3 of my anti-food baby hacks. If you want more helpful tools and even a strategic game plan for continuing the health journey through and beyond the holiday season that's completely catered to you, then the Sustainable Way, my nutrition coaching program, is exactly what you need. Head to coachrain.com/nutrition coaching to learn more about everything you'll get when you decide to work with me on your nutritional and really whole body health. And if you're listening thinking, sign me up, this all sounds amazing, you can actually do that directly from that same page. Again, that's coachrain.com/nutrition coaching. And let's help you finally stay consistent with healthy eating, regardless of what life throws your way. Okay, let's quickly recap. 3 of my favorite ways to avoid food babies, especially during holiday celebrations, are number 1, start by eating vegetables. Make those veggies your first few bites of the meal. Number 2, rest to digest. Sit down and breathe before taking a bite. You can thank me later for that one. And number 3, slow down while you eat. It's not a race to the finish line if you want to walk away feeling good. Slow and steady wins that race. I challenge you to implement at least one of these hacks today at your Thanksgiving feast or whenever your next feast takes place. And let me know how it goes. I would love to hear from you on this one. Happy Thanksgiving, my friend. I am so grateful for you, even more than you know.
I pray this episode was helpful to you, my friend. If so, could you do me a massive favor and take 30 seconds to write a review? This is the best way to bless me big and help more people learn just how simple eating healthy consistently can be. And if you want more value-packed info from me, head to coachrain.com and sign up for the Weekly Harvest, my weekly emails filled with recipes, how to use food as medicine, biblical nutrition, and more. That's coachreign.com for the Weekly Harvest. Blessings until next time, sis. Toodles.